Hey guys, Brian here. Welcome to my crap shack. Today, I'm going to pull the original motor out of my Pinto. It's just a 2-liter. I've got a 2.3 to put in it. But there's a lot of things I need to change. Motor mounts for one. I may have to modify a radiator mount. The C4 is coming out because that thing's toasted. And yeah, we're just going to, I already got most of the stuff unhooked from the engine. Got, all that's left is the bell housing bolts. And we're probably going to have to take the bolts off the side of the, where the mounts meet the block. Because there's 2 studs on top of the block, I'll show you here in a second, that go through the top of the transmission. Well, we have to slide the motor forward, but the way these motor mounts are, you can't do that. So we're going to jump in here and rip this engine out. All right, let's get these bolts out. It's only taken me 3 months to get to this point because I'm lazy. I didn't want to jack the car up and get underneath it for some reason. Different things. My back. And then my knee. The bitch getting old. These 2 out. And then there's 2 lower ones on the other side. And then there's the studs. Which is weird because the 2.3 don't have them. I don't know if John put them in. Or what. And then I lost my wrench. There it is. Okay. These things are a bitch. Yeah. Yeah. That's the way it's been going so far. Loosen up. Get him. Nope. You can't get to them from underneath. I tried one of them really long extensions. Hits the firewall. Can't get a bite on it. So you're stuck doing this shit for an hour. I remember fighting these when I had the motor off the last time. Pain in the ass. Alright, enough of that. I'll be back when it's out. Let's see out right there. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but that stud, those things piss me off to no end and make it really hard to get that son of a bitch out of here. So now we'll move on to the other side and get that out. Alright, we got all the bolts out. I think. So now is the time to just yank it and pray to God that I unhooked everything. Okay. We're hanging up on here. Fucking studs. Pry bar. That's what I'm saying. I don't know who designed it. Some German dude or something. God damn. There we go. It's ridiculous. I've never seen a bigger mix-up of metric and freaking standard hardware Gotta keep switching shit. Oh, these are half inch. These are 9/16. Well, then you gotta go, oh, these are 13 millimeter. Pain in the ass. And there goes the rest of the coolant. Put down the cable. I mean, I've only got an hour in this, and I can't believe I've been putting this off for months. Mainly, like I said, the weather. There's a fire down the road, apparently. I've had the whole volunteer fire department out. 2 ambulances. So hopefully, whoever down the road is okay. Could be one of them boozy Nellies and go check it out, but people have enough things to worry about. And yes, right there, we had to take the motor mounts off the block because you cannot get them out the way these are set up. All right. Well, I'll get my my motor skid in here and we'll set her on the floor and I'll tell you some more about stuff. Okay, so you may be asking yourself, why would you yank out the 2-liter in favor of the 2.3, knowing you got to go through all the bullshit? Well, the 2.3 was damn near free. It came out of a running, driving car that had 126,000 miles on it. This engine has 440,000. It was rebuilt at 200,000 in 1982. When, after John passed away and I got it home, I got it running, but man, it ran like dog shit. And the valves were just beat to shit. So I took the head off, took it down to a local machine shop. $600 in getting that done. New valve seats, new valves. I had it planed, made sure everything was flat and all that happy horse shit. Throw it back together, and it did run better. But it was lethargic. Then all of a sudden, the PCV valve goes right here. It keeps blowing out of the block. I've got so much blow-by from the rings. The bottom end is toast. The bearings don't look that great. It needs a complete rebuild. Now, it's already 30 over. I could spend the money right now and bore it out more, get the bigger pistons, new rings, new bearings, all that shit. Or I can throw that on. So, yeah, like I said, I've got next to nothing in that one. So, this is going to stay on the skid. I'm going to shove it under the stairs. And I'm going to leave it sit there and think about what it's done until I get a bug up my ass to get everything redone. So it's still all original car. Now on this front, those motor mounts have to come out. 2 bolts on top. Then they're welded. Yay. So I got to cut all that shit out. But I'm going to try to salvage them in case I want to put the car back. And then I got a kit from 23parts.com, Big R Motorsports. Replacement Mustang 2/later Pinto. Because 74 and up, the motor mount is up here, not back there. So these supposedly will go in something like that. And then I'm going to have to drill and do a bunch of probably tack welds and stuff like that that I'm not good at to get this motor to work. Now, I've already got the motor side ones on. So there's pucks that go in and the big bolts. But like I said, I drove this. This came out of a station wagon, a 78. And it ripped for what it was. I mean, it burned oil and everything else. New valve seals in the head. I ground the valves. lap valves, whatever you want to call it. So there's no more oil dripping into the cylinders, at least. And on the upside, I get to go to DuraSpark because the points distributor does not fit from this to that. And there's the other transmission. It's a C3, but pretty much the same thing from what I've read, except that the mount is a little different. I'm going to have to fabricable something there. So yeah, so that's where we're going to probably end this one. It's getting late in the day, and I've got other shit to do. So there we have it. The first video of many. I'm going to keep them short. I tried making longer videos, and they didn't do well, for one. People have too short of an attention span. I have too short of an attention span. And I can only work on this in the evenings after work when I don't have other things going on. So, next time around, it's getting the motor mounts out. And then getting the engine set into place. Made it up to the tranny, where we can mark out where we need to put these new mounts at. So, thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, do whatever. Try to get 1 or 2 out a week. I'm going to try. Anyway. So, thanks for watching. Have a good one.